Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read. This is going to be for Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me, but I want to remind you, as always, this is general for the day for all 12 signs, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I did pre-pull 3 oracles, as you can see, not speaking upon the progression of the day as in comparison to Monday's reading, but these are just 3 general energies. But I also am seeing the thinking woman at the bottom of the deck. I really do feel as if there's the potential to be very caught up in one's mind, in your head throughout this day, mulling things over, strategizing, flashbacks taking place potentially. But I kept hearing the song in my head, As It Was. Is that what it's called? By Harry Styles. And so I feel like there's going to be a focus to an extent throughout this day on how things are different, okay, in comparison to the past. Because I did keep seeing the World card pop out from the Energy Oracle, although I didn't feel the need to take it. But we're beginning with appreciation, okay? So it's a day where you're being appreciated for your work, potentially for your words of wisdom, for your overall general way of being, okay? People appreciating the way you've changed over time. Even if you can't see that firsthand, I feel like people are seeing evidence that you're not the same individual that they once knew or they once tuned into, observed, benefited from. So I feel like there's a focus on your overall change once again, but I feel like for a lot it has to do with your work, whether it's coworkers, boss figure, or multiple. It could be people that work for you, it could be people watching your content online. Either way, you're being appreciated, but I also feel like there's levels of appreciation stemming from you individually for other people, or for one specific important person in your life. The number 6, spiritually, if we add this up, the number 6 coming into play. And then we move on to the yin and yang card. So there's naturally a focus on balance, on, things feeling even is what I'm hearing, on your masculine, your feminine side, and how those do shine through quite obviously at certain points in the day when you're wrapping oneself up with different opportunities or different tasks and finding oneself shining either way. And this just might spark more thoughts, more reflection in regards to how you've changed in the different, when it comes to the different sides of you. They're saying slow it down. Slow it down. We also have blossoming abundance and rest and rejuvenation. Okay, feeling quite on point for this day. Okay, I took a quick moment to catch my breath because I felt heard my voice shaking a bit. I did receive a couple messages, one of which is when you do it your way, you receive more appreciation, okay? More respect is now what I'm getting. But I also did get the message right after that, when you try to do it how you once did, right? Like an old version of you would do it, however that works for you, whatever it ends up being for you. It's not going to work as well as if you were to be true to who you've become over time up until this point, right? Or how what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish has progressed for you. And changed? Does that make sense? I know for me personally, it's going to have to do with my readings, but apply it to your situation, okay? And it needs to be done in a balanced way. Don't overdo it. We also have action for the third one. So it's a day where you're naturally taking action towards more success, more victory, getting things done. But Spirit's saying there's also certain actions that you need to take throughout this day to be feeling more centered, grounded, towards rest and rejuvenation, okay? Definitely meditate if you have the time to do so, which you will, right? If you really think about it. It doesn't have to be an hour-long meditation, right? Cut out literally 2 minutes if you can to do so. But when I was trying to pre-pull some Modern Witch Tarot, before I even decided to use the energy deck, I did get the Knight of Wands. And so I feel like whatever you're doing, whatever you're moving towards, moving away from, it's going to feel passionate. What else do we have for Tuesday? I'm hearing energy will affect you, even if you don't want it to. Look at that. Knight of Wands. So naturally, it's a day where you're moving to and from situations, obstacles, tasks at hand, moving with a level of passion that just leaves people wanting more, okay? And it leaves you figuring things out with ease. When you feel the intuition, the intuitive hit to leave a situation, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. It's because there's about to be or just was an energy shift in the wrong direction, or just spirits giving you that feeling to prevent a specific occurrence from coming to be. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a significant reason as to why, okay? But also it could be more so in regards to where you're meant to go, okay? To be in the right place at the right time. What else do we have for Tuesday? Don't be surprised if you do space out at certain points throughout this day. There is that distinct possibility. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout this day. I feel like there's the potential to be a bit wrapped up in your actions and being busy that you neglect one's health in that way, or just, excuse me as I repeat/stutter, even in other ways potentially. Okay, nourish one's temple. The World card, naturally. Okay, I love that when you mention a card, it comes out in a different deck. But yeah, so the day does center around you needing to feel balanced in the midst of being appreciated for your evolution, for how much you've changed, how something I feel like you've been working on has changed over time in a beautiful way. And your vulnerability, if I could even say it, that's coming into play in one way, shape, or form, if not multiple ways. People aspire to be able to put themselves out there in that sense. Or I feel like you could have even, in the past days, even rewinding further back, have inspired other people to put themselves out there, to get their voice out there, or just throw their craft out into the universe in one way, shape, or form, right? And I feel as if you are just an inspiration being drawn to this reading, okay? But I feel like you're being reminded, okay, for some this keeps coming up, there's a new opportunity when it comes to your money, which will involve connecting with somebody of importance, okay? Feeling truly to be a stranger, interesting wording. But I do feel like there could be thoughts and or efforts put towards, or one specific effort put towards that throughout this day. We also have the Lovers. Yeah, you're being loved, my friend. You're being loved and appreciated throughout this day, to say the very least. But you have certain decisions to make if you break down the day into each moment, okay? And is Spirit saying it's up to you to make that decision in that split second or that split moment, as to whether or not you're going to stay in a situation, whether or not you're going to trust your intuition or trust the download coming in from Spirit, whether or not you're going to give your time and attention, your resources towards what's at hand or what kind of pops up. Does that make sense? I also feel like, again, your dreams are coming into play. This came up in Monday's reading, but I feel like there are certain levels of, or attempts to alter your peaceful way of being, or just your groundedness, your centeredness, if that even made sense. And I feel like this won't, they're saying prevail, it won't work, okay? That attempt or those attempts will just be a quick moment of a failed attempt. Anyways, the Queen of Pentacles, because I feel like there's no need to feel like your groundedness, or just your your groundedness. No need to feel as if that's dissipating from your situation just because you're taking passionate action towards what you deserve to see successful. The number 8 as well, look up that spiritual number, the number 8, and the number 22, but angel number meaning for number 22. Bear with me. I really do feel as if there's part of you that's just looking at things in a bright way, in a positive, optimistic way, with everything is fine, aka the Ten of Swords in reverse, all right? They're saying this is a day where you're not sulking, you're not just sitting around expecting the worst, or just avoiding the unavoidable. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, I know things aren't perfect, but I got to do what I got to do, right? And I expect myself to be able to overcome, to manifest, to achieve when the time is right, believing in divine timing all the meanwhile. And it's a day where you're seeing oneself, 1011, look up that angel number meaning. You're seeing oneself once again flash back to the past from time to time, but I don't feel as if it's going to be disheartening. And if it is, so be it, right? Everything is purposeful, but I just feel like all the meanwhile, people are truly, truly appreciating your honesty, your judgment, even. Okay, you could be feeling a bit judgmental in moments of observation throughout this day, but I feel like your connection to other people takes a true highlight, but more so their connection to you. And I feel like you're being watched over by an important spirit. Okay, it's a day where you will feel a level of balance and an attempt to again take away that balance due to your spirituality. It is what it is. Okay. But I'm going to take the nine, actually, no, bear with me, the Eight of Wands. Because again, it's a day of action, it's a day of passion, and it's a day of thinking, realization, and flashbacks all the meanwhile. But it needs to be a day of balance through it all. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.